Hello once again YouTube. I'm just going to do a video of my experiences at London Film and Comic Convention, which I actually went to yesterday. I went on the Sunday, and it was possibly the best lineup I've ever seen for a UK convention. And I'll just go through the autographs I got and show you the photos that I took, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Right, so the main reason I went was because it was a Hellraiser cast reunion, and so I took my big Hellraiser poster, and I shall go through who I met. First other guest that I did meet from Hellraiser was Clive Barker himself, who's obviously the writer of the novella that Hellraiser was based on, and of course the director of the first one, and he produced quite a few of the others, and he's the writer of Candyman and Dread and many other classic films actually. So yeah, it was really quite exciting to go meet, and he's probably the main guest I went to meet. But I did read the night before we went that he was ill and had hurt his hand, so I wasn't quite sure whether he would be there, but he was definitely there, and although he took quite a big break before he actually started signing, he did do the signings for the fans, but with the pen all taped up so he could hold it, and you can tell that his autograph is a bit messy, but you can forgive him that. But I then saw him later on walking towards the photo shoots, and he couldn't seem to use the whole right side of his body, which is quite concerning, and I don't want to spread rumours or anything, but it did look like he might have had a stroke or something. We did ask his personal representatives, and they said he'd just got a trapped nerve in his hand, but I'm not sure if that would make your head tilt to one side and not being able to use the whole right side of your body, including your right leg. But yeah, we wish Clive a speedy recovery. But when I did get to talk to him, he shook my hand with his left hand, which it's fine because of his right condition. But I asked him if he was happy with how the series had progressed, as in the Hellraiser series, and he said he preferred it if the films had followed a similar route to the comic books have, which are quite darker, and because he wasn't happy with the way that the latter films contradicted themselves. He initially said that he hadn't bothered to watch the latter films, but no, he said that as a joke, but he said they just got a bit silly for him and not dark enough, I mean, compared to his original vision for the films. And Clive didn't allow photos with him, obviously because of his health, which I didn't mind at all, and but my friend did take one quick photo, which I shall show in a second. The next member of cast that I met from Hellraiser was Laurence, who played Kirsty Cotton in 1, 2 and 6, I think she was in. Yeah, I think it was. But yeah, and she's absolutely beautiful, and yeah, again I couldn't have a photo with her because she was in a welding commercial on the TV, and they gave her the wrong goggles, or didn't follow through the safety procedure, and she has damaged her eyes, so she can't have any flash photography at all. But even though I showed them that flash had been turned off, she wouldn't have a photo in case it encouraged others to take photos of her. But I mean, I understand quite a few people were quite annoyed that her PR was shouting at everyone to not take photos, but it's completely understandable, and if they'd have known the condition of her eyes, then I'm sure they wouldn't have been so angry. I asked her which she enjoyed working on the most, and she said 1 by far, in Hellraiser 1, and it was just like a big family really working on it, which, yeah, can only be good to work when you're working on a film, to just get on with everyone. But no, Laurence, really good guest to meet. Yeah, because she was so good to meet, I also got a photo signed to Danny Much Love, Laurence. I also met once again Doug Bradley, who I'd met before, but obviously I wanted his autograph on the classic poster for Hellraiser 1 because he's the main focus of the poster. But yeah, he's there. I asked him because last time I met him he mentioned about Hellraiser 3D being in talks, and he said there hasn't been much progression on a sequel so far, or a remake, but it's still all in talks, so we can, I don't know whether I'd be hoping for one or not, because I never really liked remakes. But yeah, Doug Bradley, true gentleman to meet again. Now the other three guests there were, one was Simon Bamford, who played what has been called Butterball Cenobite in the first two, I think he played in, and he was just really great to meet, as was Nicholas Vince, who played the Chatterer. He said Clive Barker went to watch him at a drama school where Simon was at, and just asked him straight afterwards if he wanted to be in the film. So there wasn't really any casting. He didn't really choose to play any character. Clive just came up to them and asked him if he wanted to be in a film. And Hellraiser was quite a big budget film. Everyone kept saying throughout the day, but they use lesser known actors and from drama schools, and apparently it just helped create a really nice atmosphere around the set. And although there was pressure to make the film a success, it was just enjoyable throughout. As I mentioned earlier, Nicholas Vince was also there, who was the Chatterer, and he drew a nice little drawing of the Chatterer. And he got enlisted in it similarly through Simon Bamford because he knew him beforehand. But yeah, he's another lovely guy, and he was saying how he didn't realise how the Chatterer might be quite so iconic throughout the years as time has progressed. And he said that the chattering of the teeth does seem to have a really chilling effect on most people that come to talk to him. The final member of Hellraiser cast that was there was Oliver Smith, who played Frank the Monster, or Skinnerless Frank as people often refer to him, and he was an older member, and it's actually the first time that he'd met up with the cast since filming, which is unusual because all the others mention that they generally have a reunion 3 times a year. It varies, either a convention or just a general meet-up, but Oliver, it was the first time in 25 years that he'd seen most of the cast, which is quite cool. And he said he's just really enjoyed the time being here. I asked him if he enjoyed working on the set as much as everyone else seems to have, and he said probably more, because every morning he used to get his costume on, and then the special effects used to come over and pour bucket after bucket of blood, fake blood all over him, and then he just had the great time. Just although it was quite hot in the costume, he said it was just great to just be coated in blood. And I think he said he had the most fun out of any cast member, he thinks. But yeah, another great guy to meet. Now the other poster I took with me was my Hills of Eyes poster, the remake by Alex Ager, and it is signed by Michael Bailey Smith, who played the new incarnation of Pluto, of course, like Michael Berryman did in the initial one. And he's putting it to Danny, it's breakfast time. Yeah, he's, again, a friendly giant, I think I'd call him. You'll see in the pictures how big he actually was, and yeah, he was saying how it was great to work with Alexander Ager, who I think personally is possibly going to be the saviour of modern horror films, because obviously most of them are absolutely dire, but Ager's film seems to have something about them different. And yeah, he really wants to play at one point a good guy, because every film he's been in, he's played the bad guy. I also asked him for a photo, and he obliged. And then a second photo that he took, I'll show you in a minute, but of him genuinely strangling me, which was a unique experience, I think. The other guest that I did meet was Shawnee Smith, who is Amanda in the Saw series. So 2 Danny, Shawnee Smith, Amanda below it. and she was just great to meet. She was I asked her if she genuinely felt scared on set, was obviously with this trap over her head, and also in just the scenes in all the scenes when she was captured. She said, of course, it was absolutely terrifying, and she actually got, because she used the same set when she was filming her Scream Queens TV series, which I've seen a few episodes of.